110 buses will work out to 300 million Jamaican dollars.
But if you were pregnant and you went to a facility to have your baby, and after the baby born, the baby died due to the hospital having insufficient equipment.
Where is the another 1.1 billion Jamaican dollars?
Okay, is it a case where is in 2025 we're realizing that this is how the facilities are, or we been know but we just too can't bother?
Well, for me, I think it is very yes, I think it is threatening. I think it is threatening to know that I carried my child for 9 months, and for the 9 months I lose my child through carelessness. I think I would take action about it. I would want to know what caused it that my child died.
What would you say about that?
Well, first of all, the healthcare system is trash. Yeah. Let me just say that I had an experience before. Not so bad, but
So you actually lost a child?
no, I haven't lost a child, but I have a friend who lost a child because of the lack of doctors and the nurses, and also they don't really pay mind to like the young mothers, to be exact.
Okay, so who would you hold accountable in a situation like that?
Well, first thing, the health minister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so Dr. Alfred Dawes, who is the opposition health minister, was very concerned with the issue. You think if he was the one in power, he would have do a better job? If he was the active health minister, would he do a better job in ensuring that the hospitals have the necessary equipment?
Yeah, well, most likely, yes. That's what I think.
Okay, so what do you think about having a trainee nurse, delivering a baby, or a trainee midwife?
Yeah, I've seen the experience before because I went to the hospital to have my child, and yes, they have trainees, nurses and doctors in the facility doing something, and sometimes they're in training, they're not really sure of what they're doing. The doctor, the head doctors and the nurses, they don't really pay attention to the trainees.
Okay, so since there are 24 babies that died in the Victoria Trinity Hospital, what would you say, due to that lack of equipment, and so what would you say about that? Was it just a misfortune for the moms, or it was just some form of carelessness?
Carelessness could be misfortune. So much baby died, it's not misfortune, it's most likely carelessness because of the healthcare system. Okay,
just the other day there was something, there was news going out that the country has a low birth rate. Also, babies are dying. Do you actually, because hospitals do not have the necessary equipment, do you think that is threatening to future generation and the population?
Yeah.
Okay, so Shaggy always keep a concert that is called Shaggy and Friends and donate the funds to hospitals. For example, Boston and the hospital was before. But, in few times past, he kind of stopped, or he kind of hold back because he noticed that if he gives a certain amount of money for an hospital, a certain equipment, he noticed that the coming year when he keeps the show, the hospital still does not have the equipment that he spent to purchase. So do you think that when people donate things to these hospitals and politicians with such facilities, do you think they take the money for their own personal gain and does not invest it into the facility and into skilled laborers?
Oh, not really sure about that, but it look like they eat the money based on what we are saying. There's no equipment, so they must eat the money. They must name the money.
Okay, alright, so thank you for your honest opinion.
Okay, bye.
So who would you hold accountable for such a...
I'll count the government for it.
Okay, so the Dr. Alfred Dawes, who is the opposition of health minister, was very concerned with the issue, and he made some talk, and he and Dean Jackson, do you think he would have done a better job, like ensuring that the hospital and the facilities have the right tools and equipment, and the nurses are very well trained?
Yes, I think so, because I've been listening to him several times, and some things that he talk about, I think he would do a better work.
So what you think, it was just carelessness or some misfortune?
I would say carelessness.
Okay, so what you think could have been done to prevent that?
Well, proper equipment and better attention.
Okay, so what do you think about having trainee nurses delivering babies?
Well, the trainee nurses, I don't think I'm too with them. I think the original who have more experience.
So what happened, you think happened to more of the experienced nurses? Why they weren't on board? Because just the other day, 24, the baby died at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital.
Yes, and I think it's more of the trainee them doing the they call it now the delivery. Yes.
Okay, so they say that the birth rate is low. How do you think that that could affect the birth rate and future generation if the issue is not being dealt with?
The birth rate here now to what is going on, and I don't think I don't even know what to say about that part, but it is very rough at this time. And the children, them carrying them here, suffering. I don't believe in it.
Overall, the issue with the 24 baby that died, what do you want to say about that and to the mothers?
Well, I think the government need to go in more to it, investigate what is the problem, and sort it out.
Okay, alright.
Do something about it.
What do you think?
Right. So it's not a new thing that has been happening. For me personally, I don't plan to have my child in one of those facilities. I know it's a hard process. I don't really want to take long, to be honest, because I'm not really not talking. The thing is that when I say not talking, I mean with society. I'm so upset already just thinking about the fact that we have faced this. Yeah, it's just nonsense, and we really don't have to go through it. The thing is, me no plan for have my child in a facility like that. Me I think more natural in everything that we do, so that everything basically we lead we in situations like that. It's basically a trap that was set, and it was them know exactly what they're doing. It's not a mistake. Them tell we every day, them show we every day, them feed we every day. We have to realize that they're doing this to us, and they know that they're doing it to us. Probably we don't know why. Probably it doesn't even matter why. But this is.
What do you all accountable for that?
Us.
Us?
Us females and us people. Yeah. Because we have the opportunity to heal ourselves. We have the opportunity to bypass all the way them push give us. We don't have to eat them thing there. We don't have to make ourselves sick. We don't have to go through that. We can make our bodies the proper vessel for have our kids healthily without having to go through whatever those parents went through, and also losing their children or child.
Okay.
So
what do you think about trainees delivering babies? Trainee midwives.
can they do it? If they can do it, then why not? If they can't do it, then whose responsibility is it to realize that these people cannot do this job and put people in it that can do the job, because this is life and death?
Well, you think it was just an act of carelessness, or it was just misfortune for those mothers?
See the answers them just so long in my brain. Ask me that again.
You think it was misfortune, or it was just an accident? Misfortune for the mothers, or just accident? It was just an accident?
I'd say probably neither. I just think the way that we are living, our bodies just, it can't do certain things like how it should be able to do it, right? So if it was a healthier woman that's not indulging in all of the things we are going in our system right now, I'm pretty sure so them child wouldn't die.
Okay. So Dr. Alfred Dawes, who is the opposition health minister, was very concerned with the issue about the 24 babies that died. You think if he was the active health minister, he could do a better job in ensuring that the facilities are well equipped and they are very skilled nurses there to handle such issues?
I'm going to say no, because it's all a group. I'm not really aware of who that person is or the ability of that person to do anything at all. But they all know what they all are doing.
Okay, so Shaggy always keep this concert by the name of Shaggy and Friends, and he always donate healthcare equipments to children related hospitals and health facilities. And if this happened due to lack of resources and so on, in some time ago, Shaggy did not want to give this money to these facilities or put it in the hands of the government because he wasn't seeing where it was properly used, or he was considering that if last year I donated funds, there should be equipment that are in place already, so why do I have to contribute more, especially to a certain facility which is Bustamante Hospital for Children. So do you think that these people or the government sometimes has gotten funds in order to aid with such issues and they have not spent it wisely or used it for own personal benefits and gains?
To the people listening without even thinking very much, what do you think? My answer is yes, and yes with a full stop behind it.
Okay, thank you for your honest opinion.
Sure.
Hot water channel, straight to the max. Bring the thing to the people then. Original generous people. Same way. Man, big up hot water channel. Enough ice cream. Yeah man, big up yourself.
Yeah, my friend, what do you think about the cost of NHT housing?
Well, I think about the cost is that is very enough for people, like especially in the rural area, persons that don't have it like that. That is very, very enough. So I think the government should lower on that prices.
You think building a 2-bedroom from scratch would be cheaper than to getting an NHT 2-bedroom?
Building a 2-bedroom would be cheaper than getting an NHT bedroom.
Would you advise a friend to get an NHT house?
Well, on my point of view, if the friend is in a good stable work and she like the environment, well, it's her advice to purchase an NHT. Otherwise, I'm not saying that is good enough for poor people, especially.
Okay, we hear the government talking about poor man housing solution. You think it's working out? Do you think those houses, poor people can afford those houses?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we hardly hear the government endorsing food for the poor and food for the poor housing anymore. You think they really want to care for the poor, or they just want to force the poor into paying mortgage?
Well, I think they want to feed for, they cater for the poor for that still.
Okay, you think that after you die, NHT should, after you die paying for that house, you think that that debt should be passed, that NHT house debt should pass down to your children and they should continue paying the mortgage?
Yes, I think that should pass down to the children and continue paying the mortgage, because that is a good advice. And the children can benefit when the disease are dead, so they can benefit from that, otherwise from the disease.
So what if bad times come and you're no longer able to pay your mortgage, and you think NHT is cruel to just sell the house or to get back their end of the money, to get back their rest of the money? You think they're cruel for doing that, or what do you think? What's your thought on that?
Well, I don't say cruel. It's just, well, if it's their opinion, they go with that, but I can't answer that one.
So would you want that to happen to you though? You can't pay your mortgage and they sell your house?
No, no.
Okay, thanks for your answer. Yeah, so hello lovely, thank you for your time. What's your thought on minimum wage? What do you think about it? How do you find it?
I think it's far too low with the economy being what it is. It's hard for anybody to survive.
So you think the economy is performing good and it could be so much better?
It should be way better.
Okay, is it a governmental idea to keep some of the population poor?
It's possible. I can't say for sure, but it is possible.
Okay, will it disencourage young people and high school graduates and lower skilled people not to want to do certain type of job because they think that it doesn't worth it?
A job is a job, and earning a living is just that. Some persons may think some jobs are beneath them, but at the end of the day, a dollar is far better than nothing at all. So if that is what you have to do to make a living, then I think we should do it.
Okay, should this minimum wage idea, should this minimum wage thing be cancelled out and just give people a set wage that, will not make them live, lavish or a certain lifestyle, but let them comfortable so they will feel okay going back to work knowing that they can live comfortable? Should it be cancelled out or?
Cancelled, no, because you have to set a standard. Because if you cancel it, the person's still paying less than what the minimum wage is now.
But as I said, a set amount, so the person cannot go below that set amount.
Well, that is still going to be a minimum wage.
But if it is actually more than what the minimum wage is,
it is still going to be a minimum wage. What we should do, I think, is raise the standard level of the minimum wage. Plain and simple.
So, but you think, okay, so you think the idea of calling a set amount of fund minimum wage isn't kind of fascinating that it says minimum, which you know minimum is small and no one wants.
Minimum suggests small. It is a suggestion.
Okay.
It's not necessarily so. But if we call it something else, call it something that maybe sounds more positive, maybe persons who might not feel so badly about it. Because sometimes, you know, it's just a stigma attached to a thing or a person that makes you feel a certain way about it.
Okay, they say that people that work the hardest always gets the less pay. So what about those people that you think is working so hard, so much labor and getting minimum wage? What would you have to say to them?
I fall in that category. I don't even know what to say to myself. No, not working minimum wage, but nobody wants to be overworked and underpaid. Regardless of whether you're working hard, once you're working, you want to be compensated. What we consider fairly is relative. So, look here, we just have to keep working. Because if we give up, what else do we have to look at?
Is hard work for a minimum wage the key to success in Jamaica?
Hard work is the key to success in anything. The problem is not the work, the problem is the compensation.
Okay, so how much would you say, if we say, how much should wages be? Because we say the word minimum has a negative impact on the whole scenario. So what should the wage be? A simple wage for
weekly?
Yeah.
Considering cost of living?
Yeah.
I would say no less than 15,000.
But the Prime Minister put it at 16, so you want to bring it down to, you would say 16? Yeah.
See, I don't even pay attention to that.
So, okay, so...
But look at it too. What if 16 can work for me alone if it's me alone? What if I have kids?
Okay.
What if I have kids?
So will the 16 work out for a person that has kids?
No.